Last time we won every game and finished it off with a Conference League final victory against Donetsk. Panicelli led the goal contributions, getting a goal and then later 2 assists as well. Lifting a European trophy felt like a huge moment for Sunderland, as we also qualified for Champions League football by finishing 4th in the Premier League. You had also chosen Adingra to be safe forever, and ARNE Slot saw that as an opportunity to pick up one of our best players. And before we go into the new season, one last look at last season's stats. Sadiki, 29 goal contributions from centre midfield. Isidor, injured but still 18. Adingra, 22 from the left-hand side. And now the question is, who did ARNE Slot come in to buy? And there he goes. It is Sadiki. He is leaving Sunderland after an exceptional season, lifting a European trophy, qualifying for Champions League football. Now his journey at the club has come to an end. But that has now given us 175 million to spend. This transfer window, this season specifically, is going to be life-changing for Sunderland. And by the time comments like these came in, it was already too late. The deal had already gone through. Sadiki has left. As Granit Xhaka now turns 34, he starts going down in his rating to an 82. And for us, that means we might have to think about the future of this team and how we're gonna line up. And I think this comment right here has the right idea. If we want to slowly drop Xhaka out of the team, there's one thing we can do. First of all, I'm not dropping Xhaka from the squad entirely. He's still going to be around. He's still going to be in the dressing room. But we're going to be switching to a 4-4-2 flat formation. And this will facilitate Isidor being guaranteed to start. And the same thing goes for Panicelli. So both of these guys are going to hold their positions up top and hopefully score tons of goals for us, considering that this squad now will be playing Champions League football. Now, the comments have spoken and Ballard has been chosen to be safe forever. And to be honest, that really surprised me. And I get it. It seemed to be a troll, but you might have just trolled yourself, lads, because Ballard is a great player. I don't mind having him as part of the team. He can also be on the bench and be safe forever. But this could lead to any player, including Isidor, including Hume, Geertruida, Xhaka, Diarra, Seis, and also Matson, Talbi, Panicelli. Any of these guys could leave us this season if we get huge offers from big clubs. I hope you realize that. Now that Sadiki has left, we need a midfielder. And the rumors surrounding Guendouzi are still circulating around Sunderland. And so it's finally official. Matteo Guendouzi is joining back into Premier League football. Back in the day at Arsenal and now in the red and white again. But this time, Sunderland. He's coming in for 44.7 million. And he's walking in at a rating of 85. We lost Sadiki, but we did gain a great player now in that midfield. Guendouzi has everything you want. Decent pace, good shooting, passing, dribbling, defending on point. Physicality is up there. 4-star skill moves, 6'1", and a bunch of play styles. Incisive, tiki-taka, jockey, block, anticipate, and first touch. Lads, this changes a lot in this squad. That is a quality upgrade, but he will have to prove himself. Sadiki was exceptional. Guendouzi, there's a lot of pressure, my friend. So as we speak, for backups for Diarra and Guendouzi, we do have Lefebvre and Neil. But Neil is not necessarily the player I want to have there. So I'm proud to announce the return of Chris Rigg from Celtic. He has been recalled back in the Sunderland shirt. Rigg comes back at a 77 rating now, with extremely well-balanced stats, and of course, a history at the club that I would like to, just take further. One of the comments down below had suggested an exceptional centre-back for this Sunderland side. And that centre-back is Mate Smets from Genk in Belgium. We're keeping on bringing in these players with the Belgian background, and this is a special one. Smets is a huge talent, someone that I've been following for years, so I love to see that suggestion from you guys. Coming in at an 81 rating, same as Geertruida. He will take over the left centre-back position, has unbelievable stats. 83 defending is his highest there. 6 foot tall. Long ball pass, intercept, anticipate, slide tackle, press proven, bruiser. What more do you want? We are making some massive moves in this transfer window, but it's needed. We're a Champions League club now. After making these signings, we still have 91 million to spend. But apart from making Roofs the captain of the squad right now, I don't feel like I want to buy more players. I don't need high-rated players in this team. I trust my squad for now. And so the new Premier League season begins against Chelsea with a 1-0 loss. But guess what? My season begins with a matchup against Newcastle United. This is the game that will kickstart our season. And yes, this season I've decided to jump into the games that I choose. So let me know if you guys think that's all right, or if you want me to keep randomizing it to really make every season feel unique. So go down into the comments down below. Hit me up with your thoughts on that. Now, as we go into this game, I have chosen Isidore to be the false 9 and for Panicelli to be a target man as Smets makes his first crucial tackle. And there we go. We survived the first chance of Newcastle. That's some good football. And I am not able to get this unless we move now with Adingra. Adingra. Isidore is through. Isidore. Panicelli inside. Is that the new start of a perfect partnership? Panicelli has scored his first goal in 2 appearances. He's gonna be a big player for us this season. At least that's what I'm hoping for. But at least we have seen the combination of Isidore and Panicelli to start off the season. That is perfect. Oh, no. Oh, Voltemade sends me to the shops. Wow. Voltemade has done it. 2 goals in 2 appearances. He seems to be on fire, and so is their elderly coach, who probably should be aware of his heart a little bit. Talbi, Guendouzi. Guendouzi, can you shoot? Oh, yes, he can. 85 minutes in, we have a free kick for Anthony Gordon and Newcastle. He's going to take it. Roofs picks it up. Come on now. Lads, let's move, please. Let's get a goal in. Down the left, we have Adingra. In the center, we have Isidore finding Panicelli. Not enough pace on him. Panicelli. I'm disappointed. I am disappointed, man. That was the opportunity to win this game. Instead, we might still lose it unless they make a mistake. We have 1 minute of added time. I'm going to throw this forward and run. And run. Go for it. I get another chance. Adingra into Isidore. Isidore to win it. Yes! It's the 93rd minute as Isidore wins it for Sunderland. Newcastle crushed once again. That's what we do nowadays. This team has to get top 4 one more time. And so Isidore and the team have something to celebrate. He's back from a long-term injury and he wants to kickstart his career once again. And now we face Spurs straight after that great victory, a 1-1 draw. And with Leicester City at home, I was hoping for a victory, and that's what I got. And it was the first matchup in the Champions League. Sporting 2-1 victory away from home. So that now leaves us in the 8th position after 4 games and not too far away from the top, but Manchester City and Chelsea are unbeaten so far with 4 victories. So clearly there's still some work to do to get into the top 4, but what I really like is the fact that Guendouzi has already gone up to an 86, Isidore is up to an 80, Talbi has gone up by +1, and for the rest of the team, I'm actually pretty happy with the substitutions and everything. I need to try Chris Rigg in one of these games. The next game I want to play is a Champions League matchup. It's the first time we're in there. I want to test myself there. So far, by the way, Panicelli and Isidore have the same amount of goals, with Mayenda hitting 3 off the bench. Against Liverpool, lads, we do get ourselves a draw, which is pretty good, actually. But then in the Carabao Cup, we step up against West Brom. I expected a victory, and that's what we got. Nottingham Forest at home shouldn't be an issue anymore, and it isn't. We continue our journey in the Champions League with a 2-1 win. And at Manchester United away, a point is good enough for me. West Ham, however, I was expecting 3 points, and that's what our team got. And our run to the Champions League might continue. Yes, it does. Quick little check-in. Sunderland now on 15 points in that 6th position. Just 2 off of the Champions League. I'm okay with that. Top scorers. Voltemade doing a good job, but Panicelli is there with 6. I love that. And Isidore is up there with 4. In terms of assists, any of our new players, maybe, okay, Diarra is in there. I was thinking maybe Guendouzi, but I guess not. But the growth, it's kicking in. Guendouzi has gone up to an 87, which is exceptional. I love that. And Sace is up to an 80, now competing with Hume for that right back position. Ballard has gone up to an 80 as well. Not so bad, is he? The matchup I've chosen to play is the one against Dortmund in the Champions League finale. That's the type of level I feel comfortable playing against right now. But to get there, we first have to get past Fulham, which we do. Swansea City in the Carabao Cup could be a little bit of an issue, but it isn't. And Brentford at home needs to be 3 points guaranteed. Yes, lads. So after a bunch of games against teams that weren't necessarily on our level apart from the big squads, now it's time to test it against Dortmund. And I gotta say, this is where I will actually see if we have put together a good team or not. The Newcastle game, we were only able to win in the last minute. And that's really only because I desperately wanted to win that game, because it is against Newcastle. Now, right here against Dortmund, who do have a very decent side, I need to prove myself. Dortmund really outplaying me right now. Serhou Guirassy scores the first goal for them as they celebrate at their home ground. Sunderland need to do much better than this. Ooh, what a ball by Guirassy. They're through again. Karim Adeyemi, Guirassy again. 2-0 down to Borussia Dortmund. And you know what? Right now, we were first in the Champions League phase. This definitely will take us out of it. Now, back over to Talbi. Down the wing we go. Panicelli inside. Hit it, please. What is that touch? Adingra. Guendouzi. Panicelli in a good spot. Goes for Isidore. Can we get one back? No. Kobel is too good. Guendouzi. Panicelli. Isidore is just... Lads, this game is over. We have lost against Borussia Dortmund in the worst way possible. And that is not having a single chance, actually. We had one, yes, maybe. But that was horrific. Dortmund showed me this team is not ready yet for the big trophies. We need to put a lot of hard work in. As I said, that dropped us from the top of the Champions League down into the 3rd position. But as long as we're in the top 8, we are avoiding the playoffs, which is a good thing. Now at the top of the league in the Premier League right now, City, Chelsea and Man United ahead of us, with Spurs, Nottingham Forest and Liverpool right below. And now, once again, Arne Slot is walking into the club. He wants another one of our players. He didn't have enough yet. Well, this time, it is Enzo Lefe. He wants him for 20.4 million. Now, if I can get 25 million for Enzo Lefe, I think I'm happy to let him go. So, Arne, what do you say? He's going to pay it. He's going to join Sadiki. Enzo Lefe is joining. Here's the catch. Arne now is the coach of Inter. And in that Inter squad, Sadiki already has played 14 games, gotten himself a goal and 2 assists. Of course, he wanted to move over there. It wasn't Liverpool, it was Inter all this time. The next game I want to play is the one against Arsenal, all the way down here. By the way, in the Carabao Cup, we're up against Nottingham Forest, who, as you can tell, have been doing pretty well. So that's an interesting matchup to look at as well. By the end of all these games, I want to see these guys keep on getting goal contributions. Just 22 goal contributions from both our strikers is very impressive. One player that is kind of letting me down right now is Talbi, however. Where is he? Where the hell is Talbi? 10 games, no goal contributions. Buddy, come on, step it up. Brighton result, 2-1 victory. Bournemouth away, 0-0. Champions League against Slavia Praha, 2-1. Leeds United at home, 2-0 victory. Aston Villa away, 1-0 loss. Wolves at home, another loss. Ralla Louvière in Champions League, finally getting a dub. And now we're sat in 6th, just 1 point behind Aston Villa. That's okay for me. Look at that, Panicelli is on 12 goals so far this season. Very impressive. We should have Isidore somewhere in there as well. I guess not. For the assist, Habib Diarra. Let's see the growth in the team. Isidore, 81. Panicelli, 85. We see Talbi go up by +1. Hume is stuck on that 80. That's worrying me right now. So maybe I'm going to give a chance to Sace and see how he plays. I'm excited to see that. Smets has gone up. Getraude has gone up. Roofs is up to an 87. He's looking ridiculous. Mayenda up to an 80. He is pushing Isidore for the spot. That could be quite interesting. Arsenal's top performer is Victor Gyökeres. And my goal is to stop that man and pick up some points away from home to push us back into the top 4. As we speak, Arsenal is actually below us in the league table. So this is a matchup in which we should be the stronger team. But as you've seen, against some of the top sides, we do struggle. And Arsenal is not easy at all. Diarra, Isidore, Diarra, down the left goes Adingra. Both of our wingers have barely done anything. Adingra, Panicelli should have scored. I need to do better. Arsenal with Bukayo Saka. An exceptional finish into the top left corner. Sunderland is down once again. Can they come back from this? Uh-oh. Ødegaard, Gyökeres, Smets. Yes, love that Smets. Huge tackle from him. Can we finally get something going for ourselves here? As Panicelli now runs through. Inside. Isidore. 1-1. Yes! Sunderland finally getting an attack. And we score. It all started with a huge moment from our defense. Sace carried it forward. Panicelli moved it on. And Isidore finished it for Sunderland. Now, as we go further, I'm going to bring on Chris Rigg. I'm also going to be giving a chance to Mayenda, see how he plays. Isidore is going to stay on. And then we're also going to be bringing on Andre Luiz on that right-hand side. I'm not seeing enough of Talbi. Nice. Finally, get a touch in. Rigg, Adingra, Guendouzi, everyone's moving forward. Here's Mayenda. For the first time, I have him on the ball. He finds Maatsen down the left. Maatsen inside. He sees Chris Rigg. He could have won it all. Rigg, nice interception there. Guendouzi down the right. Off we go with Andre Luiz. Andre Luiz inside. Guendouzi over into the middle. What the? Bro, that was supposed to be for Chris Rigg, but okay. Here goes Mayenda. Mayenda! He has just won it for Sunderland and it's 2-1. Can you believe it? Mayenda off the bench has been incredible for this team this season, and now he got a chance for me as well, and he proved his worth to the Sunderland faithful. 4 minutes to go. Will Arsenal manage to come back into this, or will that tackle from Smets initially that brought us the comeback be worth everything? Smets, good ball. Andre Luiz, Guendouzi, off we go once again. Isidore wants the ball. He gets it. He takes the shot. Nearly scores. But that is the end of the game. Arsenal have been beaten at the Emirates. 3 points for Sunderland. Régis Le Bris is happy today. Next up was Burnley at home, and we continued our great form with another victory. That now pushes us all the way up into the 3rd position with a 5-point gap to Manchester City. Can we actually compete with them is the question. Because clearly Haaland and Panicelli are currently in the middle of a competition for the Golden Boot. Tactically, by the way, this is how we set up this season. False 9 on Isidore, target forward on Panicelli. Guendouzi, I think I'm going to go away from box to box. I want one of my players to be somewhat like a holding player, and then Diarra moves forward because I like his dribbling, I like his movement, his shooting, everything. I think Diarra is better in that position for us. Adingra and Talbi are on winger because I want them to stay wide and give us an option there. Sace and Maatsen on wing back, both centre backs on defender. Actually, no, Smets is now on ball playing defender, it seems. And Roofs, goalkeeper. Simple. Carabao Cup quarterfinals against Forest, 3-3. What happened there then? Crystal Palace game after that is another draw. And it seems like we have actually won on penalties against Forest from what I can tell. That means in the January transfer window period, we have a matchup against Chelsea in the semi-finals. Oh, please. Newcastle against Sunderland in the Carabao Cup final. That is all I want. If I can just win that this season, Newcastle, I need you to beat Arsenal. If you don't, I'm going to be so disappointed in you. At the top of the league sits Manchester City with a 7-point gap over us now. And that is exactly the game that Régis Le Bris is preparing his squad for. And of course, the lineup is set. And most importantly, Isidore against Haaland. That is the battle we're up for. City coming up with a really strong lineup. Balde now having joined them, of course, and Haaland. Oh boy, this is gonna be something. If we win, we push further into, hopefully, the top 4. If we lose, Manchester City widens the gap between them and the rest of the league, and we fall down even further. Right before the transfer window, this is a great moment to assess how strong we actually are. Adingra, pass and move. Hold on, I see a bit of space for Isidore here. Isidore. Cuts inside. Diarra. Panicelli. Donnarumma. He makes a huge save for his club. Panicelli could have scored. Catrada with the scorpion kick pass. Okay, I see you. Now, nice football from the team. As we do get a move on with Panicelli. Inside. Isidore. Come on! No, it's the freaking post! Isidore, come on, man! That needs to be 1-0. Marmouche inside the box. I cannot get the ball off of him. Okay, no matter how hard I try. Haaland! Smets, thank you for the clutch tackle. Terrible pass for me to move it out of the defense. And Savinho fails to get past Roofs. 70 minutes into the game. Both teams with huge chances. No, Haaland inside the box. Plays it off. Smets, Roofs. 78 minutes in. I need a hero, lads. Panicelli's coming off. Mayenda is coming on. Andre Luiz down the left-hand side. And you know what? I'm going to give a chance, not to Enzo Lefe, but Chris Rigg, actually, instead of Diarra. And centre-back, I'm bringing on Ballard. I think he handled Haaland really well last time. Here comes Ballard. What a tackle on Haaland. That's why we subbed him on. Andre Luiz. Inside. Rigg. Here comes Sace. The right back is pushing on. He sees someone in the inside. It's Rigg. He should have won the game in the 91st minute, but no, Manchester City survive. Talbi, Andre Luiz. Can we make something happen here? Andre Luiz. Inside. Mayenda. Mayenda. No way. This game is done. I should have won, man. We should have picked up 3 points against the best squad in the league. However, Régis Lebris will be proud of what his team achieved. They do know, though, 3 points. We're so passable in this one. We just missed out. And so now, finally, we entered the month of January. 4th in the Premier League with 36 points. In the Carabao Cup semi-final against Chelsea. And 1st in the Champions League phase, which is outstanding. But it doesn't mean anything because even young boys are 2nd. So what the hell is going on this season? Samuel Essende is their top scorer. 73 rated striker. Congrats. We have 104 million in our budget and a squad that is good. Don't get me wrong. It's a really, really good squad, but we could easily upgrade this team with those 100 and something million. So if you guys have suggestions, please let me know. Right now, I feel like we don't have enough wingers. We have Andre Luiz as a backup, but I would like to have someone else for that left-hand side as well. Chris Rigg, I'm actually really enjoying as a substitute. Enzo Lefe obviously has now left us as well, so keep that in mind. We have Granit Xhaka as the backup for the center midfield position too, so we're covered there. For center back, we have Ballard at the moment, which I'm pretty happy with, so probably a new winger. But would you guys want to see someone come in and take over a starting 11 spot? If so, you will have to let me know. Sace has now gone up to an 81 rating and surpassed Hume as well. So a lot of things happening as we do move forward to the second half of the season, where maybe, just maybe, a trophy might be possible.